Hey guys, welcome back. There's two camps out there as to whether or not you should pay off your house early or invest the money. Well, for me, I'm doing both. And I'm going to go through my amortization schedule right here and I'm going to cross off a few lines and we'll talk about again why I think you should pay off your house early. So let's get into it. Now, some folks out there will argue that, when it comes to paying off your home early, there are some disadvantages, which I do agree with. Okay, one of the disadvantages is liquidity. Okay, you're tying up your cash into your mortgage and you can't get that money back out. You can't just easily sell your home. I mean, you can, but it's going to take you a long time to do so. And if you just invest your cash into the stock market, you can easily sell those assets within a day. You'll have your money and you'll be good to go. All right. So liquidity is a reason not to pay off your home early, as well as growth rates. If you invest your money in the stock market, you're going to probably, in most cases, outperform a 3% or a 5% interest rate that you're going to be paying down on your house. You're probably going to perform at an 8% or a 10% yield when it comes to the stock market. However, I'm not a big fan of debt. I really hate paying the banks every single month in interest for that monthly payment. It really annoys me, honestly, like paying $900, $1,000 a month to a bank so they can build their big skyscrapers. It gets old, and I want every payment to have a bigger impact each and every month in my amortization schedule. That's just how I feel. I also feel that I want more power in my life when my house is paid off. I want more power over my boss, over my time, etc., etc. And I also want that peace of mind that I just can't be foreclosed on by the banks someday. And it may take 10, 15 years. It is what it is. The other reason I want this house paid off early is because I want to be able to take maybe even riskier investments in my mid 50s or even, dare I say, my 60s. I may still want to buy into the expensive Palantirs of the day. I'm sure there will be an AI company out there that's probably a small cap investment and it's really risky. Now, would I take that risk when I'm have a 30-year mortgage and I have a high balance on that mortgage? Probably not. So I want that opportunity, even in 10 years. So those are the reasons why I'm paying off the house early. And I'm just going to go through my amortization schedule. And right now I'm going to cross off 5 payments over the last 2 months. I think that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and do that together. So we've got this payment and then this one. Payment number 3, payment number 4, and payment number 5. Now, in this time period, those 5 payments, I've only made 2 mortgage payments, and then I've made around 4 payments of $500 a piece. And right now, my payment amount is $1,905. That's my principal and interest. And out of the principal portion, I'm paying around $900. And then my interest, I'm just under $1,000. So now I'm paying under $1,000. I'm really excited about that. So if you can see here, it's like $991.04. And every single monthly payment on my defaulted payment or my required payment, that's going to count even further on this list. Every month it's going to go down even further, even further, even further. And I'm going to continue to pay extra money, $500 a paycheck every 2 weeks. I log into my bank right on payday so that I can get as much out of that interest payment as I can. I just want to pay less and less and less in the interest. And I think that's pretty exciting. And I'm finally getting to that point pretty close down here where I've circled line number 84, where the principal portion will be higher than the interest portion. So I'm pretty excited about that. And For a lot of people my age, I'm 45, if you refinance your home and you extend out your mortgage to another 30 years, or let's say you upgrade a home, this happens all the time because our kids get bigger, we need more space, or you want maybe a little nicer neighborhood to live in like we did. We upgraded to a house in the woods. The trees are a little annoying to rake up all the leaves and all that. But I think that you should consider paying your house off early because you don't want to be having a house payment in your 70s when you're nearing retirement or trying to retire. Having that type of debt is not a good thing. You can retire earlier if you don't have that debt. Now, again, some would argue that you could grow your money and then pay off your house while you're in the stock market. But guess what? I've been through 40% crashes in the stock market. It is not a good feeling to pile in all your cash and then lose 50%. It can happen, guys. Given our government and what happens, like government shutdowns, inflation, and unemployment, it can skyrocket real quick, and we can have another stock market crash of 20, 30, 40, 50%. And then I would feel much worse about my position if I had lost 50% of my money if I'm heavily invested in the stock market. Now, I'm not saying that'll happen. Odds are it probably won't. You probably could grow your money and beat out the interest payments that I'm paying down, but I like to do both. I like to have a good position in the stock market, which I already have. I don't need to just keep piling in to the markets and get highly concentrated in the markets. It's good to be diversified, and I'm gonna collect 3% interest on these extra payments I'm making on my mortgage. I don't see a problem with that. I'm not like piling in like crazy. I'm not dumping $2,000 a month on it. I still put in around 6% in my 401k. I still trade options in the market. I'm still heavily invested in the market, so nothing wrong there. But yeah, I'm excited about this, and I know it's a big number. Right now, my balance is still $395,000 on this mortgage. I know it's a big ordeal to think, man, you're just only going to pay a little bit. But man, it starts to add up. It starts to snowball, and it gets faster and faster. And before you know it, I'm going to get through this page, and then I'm going to get through the next page, and the next page, and all the way down to the last page. And then I'm going to call Dave Ramsey and say I'm debt free, that kind of thing. So I don't know. This is just where I'm seeing things. I want that power when that mortgage is gone. And I just hate debt in general, and I just want it gone. And then I can, obviously invest in whatever I want later on down the road. And I probably won't even need to be that aggressive when I turn 55 or 60 because I have put away plenty of money in my 20s. I didn't pay down my mortgage early in my 20s, but I feel like at 45, refinancing to a 30-year fixed, I'm in year 4, and right now I am, let's see here, 2027. I'm almost 2 years ahead of schedule. I feel like that's pretty good. I'm going to try to get to 3, 5, 10 years ahead of schedule. And yeah, it's going to be a good feeling at the end of the day. So I'm going to keep doing this with you guys, and hopefully you guys are doing it too. Hopefully you have an amortization schedule out and cross them out. It's a good feeling crossing out each one of these payments. So anyways, if you guys could like and subscribe to the channel, take a look at my previous video, and everyone have a great day. Thanks. Bye.